Sneaky Links is about to be messy as I don't know what. All right, so I have just watched a few of the episodes, but we're going to talk about the first, maybe episodes 1 through 3 in this video because it's so much going on and it's going to get messy. I just can't, this is a good show though. And the reason why I say it's a good show though, because not only are they are doing something messy with the sneaky link part, but like they have actual moments where if a person is looking to reflect and do better, the opportunity is there, okay? Because the therapist watches everything, she sees everything that goes on, and then they have something called the link lowdown. When I don't know how often it happens, but they have a link lowdown, and at the link lowdown, the therapist, she actually summarizes each of the couples, and a lot of things are changing, okay? So I showed y'all the cast initially, and the cast is cool, but they've already sent somebody home. They've already brought in some new people. So we're gonna start out in episode 1. Everybody meets each other, right? And I'm just gonna talk about some things that stood out, okay? Because, like I said before in the other video, the purpose of them coming on this show is to find. They say they're looking for love and a meaningful connection. So when the therapist comes in, she's asking those questions to make people actually check and reflect on themselves. So I can see people noticing their patterns. I can see people just making the same crazy decisions that they've been making. And, one of the things that is not lost on me is the fact that in a real world situation, this stuff actually happens. But the only difference is that these people that the other person is dating are not all in the same vicinity, and they may or may not talk, right? That's the case with a lot of these reality shows. Like, it's not in real life. If a person was dating 3 people, those 3 people would never be in the same room if they can help it, right? So we got a lot of jealousy going on. We got a lot of just haterism going on. We got some messy men as well. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Women are messy, yes, but men that are messy, when they be messy, they take it to 10, all right? And I'm just going to say it right out. Manny is messy as hell, all right? And I feel like he gives off a low-key hater vibe sometimes too. But anyway, so like I was saying Travis, I said in the other video, Travis seems like he's keeping his options open. But really what I noticed about all of the couples is that none of them, I mean, to be realistic, I feel like if they wanted to be with the people that they have had a chance with already and they were just sneaky linking with, like, it would have happened outside. This situation, I can't see anybody that was sneaky linking leaving with the person that they initially came in sneaky linking with. Just because the idea of a new person, especially for the guys, they cannot pass that opportunity up, okay? So the first night they got, because they can't have their phone or anything like that, but the first night they got some phone privileges, and so we get to see who people call, right? So Colt immediately goes to see Angelique. So, that's already something that's going to be talked about because he could not wait, okay? So getting into episode 2, because in episode 1, they basically introduced everybody and everything, told them the rules and stuff like that. But right off the break, Manny starts talking about how he wants to start exploring other women, and Samara could feel that energy, all right? But like I said, I feel like if there was a chance, they would have already done it because, this situation is volatile, okay? So Colt went to go see Angelique, like I said, that first night. And the next day, they had to do this activity where they had to, like, get with their original sneaky link and put together a bike. They had to ride the bike. They had to go complete a mission or whatever. And Angelique, you could just see all over her face that she was feeling some type of way because her and Colt had their little sneaky link the night before. Okay, she even dressed for Colt, right? And she's not. Oh God, I just see so much happening with this. So Colt and Avery actually did really good on their activity or whatever, and they realized that they worked well together, but they are not going to end up being together, but they did have a date. They won a date since they did well. They won a date, but the dates are outside at the pool where everybody can see. It's transparency like I don't know what, okay? Everybody can see who is on a date. All right, but then after the date, Colt immediately called Angelique. Like, okay. But then let's get back to Manny, because Manny he called Nicole V to come for him to come up for her to come over. So she comes over, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this pillow talking that they're doing is gonna get them in trouble. Okay, for one, you don't know any of these people, and you're sitting here talking about your ex or your ex sneaky link to this other person. It's just not going to end up good. It's going to be a downfall, right? And so now, as it stands, Manny is talking to Nicole V, and he also still has Samara on the line, all right? So you got Colt. Colt has Avery, but he also has Angelique on his line. So then you got Logan and Nicole V. Now, they are original sneaky links, right? And Logan wants to continue to talk to Nicole, but Nicole has eyes for Manny. So there's that, right? And then Manny finally talks to Samara, and she tells him, she could feel the energy, and she tells him that she's basically asking him, what's up, what's going on, and he's like, if you want more attention, then you need to go talk to other people. So she says she knows he's emotionally unavailable, and it's like, why do we keep doing that? And I say we because I've been in a situation where I've talked to a person who I knew was emotionally unavailable. I don't know whether it's if we think that we could change them or what, but this situation is kind of painful to watch, because you could just see that Manny is in his happy place, and he immediately felt relief once they had this conversation, okay? So Brandon and Nicole S, though, they did really good on the couples activity with the bike, but afterwards they were all at the pool, and Nicole S was in the pool, and there was somebody else in the pool, some other girls there too, and they were playing that fuck, marry, kill game. And this fool said that he would F one of the other girls, marry one of the other girls, and kill Nicole S. Like, you just now had a great date with her. Y'all decided that y'all was going to, pay more attention to each other and stuff like that. And here you go saying that it was so cringe, okay? And so then another aspect in this show is that they have something called the Link Lowdown. They always got to have some type of table scene where everything is recapped or whatever. So at the Link Lowdown, they are supposed to get a summary from Mari, because she's watching everything, and she gives a summary of all the couple's progress. So she'll, or lack thereof. So she'll even call it out if she be like, y'all not doing well, and what are y'all going to do? And so Manny and Samara decide that they're gonna let each other go. Okay, so that was what happened at the first Link Lowdown. So that was the lowdown on what happened in episode 1 and 2. Now we're gonna do episode 3, because this is where all the craziness starts to brew. Okay, I told you in the last episode that Manny and Samara, they decided to let each other go and stop being sneaky links. And Mari told them that they can stay at the hotel, so now they can explore other connections. So she gave them the assignment to call somebody, because they were going to get phone privileges, and they needed to call somebody to take on a date. Also, the other couples at this point have to decide whether they're going to focus on their sneaky link or they're going to explore other connections, okay? So now it gets really wild and crazy, because Nicole V obviously wants Manny, because he, called her to come see him. And so this night she's expecting him to call her, especially since it came out of the Link Lowdown that him and Samara were going to decide to let each other go. But Manny calls Avery, okay? So this is where it kind of starts, because Nicole's sitting in her room by herself, and deep down inside she knows that he called somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So then Samara, she called Travis. Angelique and Colt, they end up hooking up again. And then Nicole V and Logan, those are original sneaky links. So they were talking and everything in his room, and she ended up telling him that she kissed Manny. Meanwhile, Manny is talking to Avery. You know what I'm saying? So, Zoe and Kyle also decided that they were gonna stay friends, that they have a good friendship, so they're gonna explore other people. And Travis and Angelique decided that they were gonna strengthen their friendship as well. So it seems like the only couple that decided that they were gonna work on it with each other was Brandon and Avery. All right. Keep in mind this is only episode 3. But then Cole also tells Avery that he wants to pursue Angelique. And Avery said she was blindsided, but in the beginning, in the first episode, she said that she thought of him as a fuckboy. So, I guess that's that thing where you don't want somebody until they start wanting somebody else. I don't know, but that's what she said. So Travis and Samira go on a date, and it's no chemistry there. But while they're at the date, now this date is outside in the open at the pool, and the hotel. I keep saying motel because it kind of looks like a motel to me, but it's a hotel, and the pool is in the middle, so everybody can see out their windows. They can see, they can keep their blinds up and see people go into other rooms if they want to. So everybody can see them on these dates. But Manny and Avery went on a date at the same time that Samira and Travis went on a date. And so Travis was facing Manny and Avery, and Samira had her back to them. He sees that Manny and Avery start kissing. And so it's all wide open, right? And so Travis is giving a play-by-play to Samira. Like, dude, are y'all bored? This is when I realized, okay, they have no connection, because why is he doing that? You know what I'm saying? But you could just tell they just didn't have any sparks flying or whatever. So, it was so crazy. But guess who else could see Manny and Avery? Nicole V. She wanted that date with Manny. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, she didn't get it. Then they had a pool party with everybody. Everybody's dancing with everybody. Colt takes Angelique off. He picks her up, and he's immediately thinking that he's cut himself off from everybody else, right? Which that's the risk in doing this thing like this, because everybody can see everything. But they supposed to be transparent. So the only one that's trying to still use his player moves is Manny. You know what I'm saying? So Manny tries to get Avery to come to his room after the date. And she's like, no, thank you. It's, whatever. So he's like, oh, it's fine. And she's like, is it going to be fine tomorrow? Because I think she could feel that he's the type of person that if you don't do what he wants you to do, then he's going to be mad or react in a different type of way. Which he did. Because as soon as Avery told him no, that she wasn't coming to his room, he immediately calls Nicole. Like, Nicole V. Like, what in the world are you doing? And then for Nicole, it's like, man, I don't know if how it seemed to them while they were filming, but it's very obvious that he's keeping her on the low. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to be a lot of hurt feelings because of the way that some of these things are shown, like how they can see each other dates from their rooms and stuff like that. And it's like, oh my God. So I'm enjoying it, to be honest. It's it's pretty funny. But like I said, there are a lot of moments where if you are looking for the reflection, to make the reflection and change something, you definitely can, because the questions are asked. But they do have a couple of messy activities that they have them do, which is kind of counterproductive. But we'll get to that in another episode, because we're going to talk about Manny right now. Manny is telling people what they want to hear. He's telling 2 girls that they're number one. He told Nicole, made Nicole V think she was number one. He made Avery think she was number one. Again, banking on the fact that they are not going to end up talking. You know what I'm saying? And also, Logan saw Nicole go to Manny's room, and he said that if you can't see what his intentions are, then you must be blind. So Logan is peeping Manny's game, okay? Poor Kyle has not made any connections, so he's probably going to be gone. He tried to call like 2 or 3 girls, and nobody answered the phone except for Samira, and she declined his visit. And And so Nicole S goes, she calls Travis and she goes over to see him. They have a little kiss or whatever. So Travis is focusing on Zoe and Nicole S. And so, yeah, so they're having these, in the meantime, they're also having these other conversations, as groups, right? And so they're telling about their past, like, best dates and stuff like that. And Logan is he really likes Nicole V, and he ends up talking about a hookup that he had right after they supposedly ended their little fling that they had, and she feels some type of way. So it's like, do you like the man or don't you like the man? But she really is stuck on Manny, and Manny is, I don't know, Manny is bad news to me. All right. And so at the second link lowdown, Colt and Angelique got rewarded. They got rewarded with this thing called the Spicy Suite. I guess this is like a boom boom room, right? They have a luxury suite where they can spend some time alone. So that was, I guess, because all of the other dates are outside in the open. And in episode 3, Samara and Kyle had to check out because they didn't make any other connections. So that leaves Manny in there free to do what he wants to do. And it leaves Zoe in there free to do what she wants to do. Okay. Which I really do like Zoe, by the way. I like Zoe. So Colt and Angelique, they go to the spicy suite, and you know what happens in the spicy suite. So then Logan calls Nicole V to come talk, and he ends up saying in his cutaway that he needs to do a lot of inward work, looking inward, right? He wants to know more about what she wants. Like, what more does she want? Because he feels like she is looking for superficial stuff and she's overlooking him. And he said that he wants to know why she doesn't want him. And it was a tense conversation. Like, he was cussing and everything or whatever. And she said she needs somebody that has a plan. So she kind of looks at him like a beach bum. And he says if she thinks that he's a beach bum, she's going to miss out on the man that he really is. So I don't know what he's doing on the side, but she might have, according to him, made a mistake in cutting him like that. So Nicole V ends up going to see Brandon that day or whatever. But it's so much happening in here. Like the way that Angelique was jealous when she saw Colt with Avery. Like, it's more of that to come. They got some new people that are about to come and replace the spots that Kyle and Samara left, and that's gonna shake it up because, like I said, the thought of more options is gonna excite everybody. So I'm gonna be back after I watch some more episodes. This was only to talk about episode 1 through 3, and we're gonna get back into it in my next video because it's so much happening in this in this series. So if you're watching, let me know what your thoughts are. What did I miss? Because there's a lot going on, and I'm only pointing out some of the things that stand out to me as far as how people are moving and whether they're manipulating each other and stuff like that. And just to talk about how crazy it is for them to have some of these dates out in the open. And a lot of these guys about to get in trouble. So anyway, I'm your girl Demita, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.